Nyam Khasi basically means the Khasi faith. I'm here as the cultural secretary of Seng Khasi, which means organization of the Khasi. The organization was founded on the 23rd of November, 1899, to preserve, promote, and protect the sacred foundation of the Khasi way of life, and also to help to encourage the Khasi people to grow from their own sacred foundations. So basically, everything to do with Nyam Khasi is what Seng Khasi engages with. When time was young, our planet was barren and desolate, a desolate sphere. There was only Mother Earth, Kamei Ram'au, and the guardian spirit of the world, Ubasa. But as time flowed, life began to spread as Mother Earth's children. Air, water, and fire began to grow. Soon the surface was covered in lush greenery and foliage. It was in this age of truth, Kasatti Juk, that 16 families of man would come from their celestial abode down to earth through a golden bridge of sacred vines. This golden link touched the earth at the top of a sacred mountain called Ulum Sopet Binang. Sopet Binang translates as navel of heaven, navel of the sky, center of the universe. This golden link was an umbilical cord that connected man, divinity, and nature. The 16 families would descend from their celestial abode deep in the sky at dawn through this golden link to cultivate on earth and return before dusk. It was an age of harmony, a golden age. But as the earth expanded, life proliferated, Mother Earth pleaded to a divine council. She needed a ruler, a caretaker, a nurturer. So the divine council decreed that 9 families would remain forever in their celestial abode, Kasorkap, and 7 would remain forever on earth, entrusted with the sacred duty to nurture life on earth and to propagate truth. The 7 are known as Uhinyautrap, Hinyawasa, which translates as the 7 huts, 7 families. In the Khasi worldview, they are the progenitors of humankind. February, there is a pilgrimage to this sanctum sanctorum where thousands and thousands, and numbers growing with each year, ascend to this sacred origin point and offer prayers to the Almighty, to ancestors, and to strengthen their inner being, Karngyo. It is because of the Seng Khasi that this belief, this wisdom, this knowledge of humankind is alive till today. If not for the Seng Khasi, even worse, it would be stolen. Now I come to Seng Khasi. Seng Khasi was formed on November 23rd, 1899 by 16 young Khasi men to protect their soul, their way of life. At a time when the British ruled the Assam province from Shillong, but they understood if they didn't take action, everything would be lost. Today, the Seng Khasi is there to assist. We aren't an organized religion. We are like the rest of the country. We're not meant to inject dogma, but it's about awakening and most importantly about inserting pride. So I think, I don't know how far I can go, but the philosophical thread that runs through the entire country, we're part of that. We have our own way. Like the tradition says, Ekam Sat Vipra Bahuda Vadanti. Many ways to the truth. Our truth is no different. We have our way to it. So the Sankasi stands on that. Divinity within, one God, many extensions of the great divinity. Our land is most sacred. There isn't another place that we dream or think of. So Sankasi is currently celebrating 125 years. Founders and all of those who have followed have really helped also with integration. Our founders translated the Ramayana, very short version, were part of the freedom movement, but people don't know this. Now I'm happy that I can stand here and tell you about Nyam Khasi and the Seng Khasi. So things are changing. The last 10 years have brought a lot of change in the Northeast. People are interested. I think we discover ourselves in the rest of the country, and the rest of the country will keep discovering themselves in the Northeast. We don't believe in a single place of worship. For us, God is everywhere. But we have very sacred places all over, one of them being the sacred forests. I want to take this opportunity to let you know the Sankasi has preserved the spiritual, the ritual, and the cultural, which are all the same. So we have our ceremonies, naming ceremony, death ceremony, marriage ceremony are the main ones that most people encounter. But besides that, there's several, especially we call them Kajing Aingu Aidem, Kajing Kanya Yau Rinko, which is in all the villages and traditional regions, you have a Rinko, which comes from that origin story, the guardian spirit. So they live not only they protect the realm, but sacred forests also have. So the deities everywhere. So we have different rituals for that. I'm also the advisor of an organization. It's a cooperative, it's a federation of cooperative societies. And I've recently become a thing, but the movement has spearheaded the safeguarding of living root bridges, which you must have heard of. But not only the living root bridges, but all the natural landscapes around it. The ossuaries where we put, the bones of the people we cremate, the water sources, sacred forests. So it's a vast, so the landscape is living, it's divine, we're connected to it, it's part of us, it's living till today. It's as deep as you want to go. I'm happy to let you know that the living root bridges have been recognized and have been put into the tentative list of UNESCO World Heritage Sites through this organization called Sirwet Ubarim, and in collaboration with the state government and the central government through the ASI and the Prime Minister's office. We are letting people know that these are not just beliefs that are founded on, oh, let's just preserve nature. There's great sanctity there. And this balance of modernity and tradition, I think the Khasis are one of the best examples. But yeah, we've been, like earlier speakers were saying, in the country, 200 years, even great Sanatan beliefs have been withheld. So you can imagine a small part of this great ocean. And like I said, the British were there. So it wasn't like they were sitting in Calcutta or Dhaka. They were right there. And Seng Khasi actually inspired the indigenous, some of our leaders, famous person called Hipshan Roy, went to Arunachal. He was an officer of that time was the frontier province. And so Seng Khasi is then now being inspired by the Arunachali. We need an indigenous faith department. We have the sixth schedule. Sixth schedule is a great instrument, but it does not talk about preserving any of the sacred aspects of the way of life. The moment we talk about that, they say no, culture and religion are separate. This is a complete lie. All indigenous beliefs in India, all culture comes from sacred beliefs. So we need an indigenous faith department. We need Nyam Khasi to be recognized as a minority faith, because Muslims, Christians they get to be tribals and minority,